Hello everybody, welcome to the Knights of Camelot episode 4. Last episode we set up the guest rooms and finished off roofing and flooring the base. So we'll just pick up from there. Merlin's finishing our wall torches for these extra 2 rooms, and we are also going to actually, I think, research tree sowing next, because that is, well, we're in a temperate forest, so we'll continue with the siege equipment, but we are going to want tree sowing quite soon. We've also not got enough colonists currently to for this to happen. And we've got a plague with Arthur and who was that? Arthur and Gwen. So we're just gonna assign on the work priorities Gwen and Arthur, put them on bed rest number 1, and change their restriction to meds. Change Gaius' priorities, so he's going to go tend to them. Okay. And Arthur's dealing with that. And Gwen is slightly more immune. And we've got a self-tamed buck. So we're just going to assign that to the animals area again. Going to train it to guards because I believe they can be ridden. So that will be good. And a psychic soothe male. This guest can't claim a bed. So we're just going to claim this, change this one to 0 silver. Since he doesn't have... Ooh. Okay, our buck's being hunted for food, so we're going to send Uther down to deal with it. Just using a steel gladius, as well as Arthur. He is in the base, although he is meant to be recovering. And it looks like the buck might die actually. Going to set an animal sleeping spot up out here. There we are. And send the 2 of them back to bed. And get Gaius to tend to the buck. We won't use good meds. And that buck has been saved. Unfortunately losing a left ear, but it is just a bit of food for when times are scarce. We've got a quest available as well. So we're not going to accept this quest for paid force weather, but it is giving us a revolver, which we shouldn't be able to get. So I'm not sure why they're appearing. We might just have to ignore them if they're not disappearing. But I don't think enemies should appear with them, so that's fine. We've got another limestone urn here. We're just going to put that again next to Uther, so he's nice and beautiful. And Morgana and Arthur are dealing with the plague fine. Lacey's fully trained up, and we're just going to get Uther to pick up his bow again. And he's straight back to researching. Colonist needs treatment, so we're going to wake Gaius up. Doesn't want to do it at all. And have him tend to Arthur and Gwen, so they're back on their feet as quickly as they can. He's just going back to bed now. And Lacey just eating our fine meals there. I think that's okay because she is such a good dog, so we'll let her get away with that for now. And we do need to set this marble wall up to be constructed as well, but I think Merlin will do that. He's doing that now. That's good. We've got another excellent dresser here, which can be reinstalled in Merlin's room, and these other two dressers in these two rooms, and then the end table's there, and where was the other normal end table? I'm not sure now. I just put it in that guest room. And we'll queue some more up to be built as well. So we are going to need some warm clothes. So we're going to need a hand tailor bench, just a steel one. I'm going to remove the roof on this zone here. And we're going to put the hand tailor bench up here. And have the floor for this zone to be granite tiles. So we got some more visitors there. And this is any stone blocks first. So a couple of a tamer and a healer from the Iveria Empire, dressed in blue. I do like this, their blue colour, and they look like they've got some light plate helmets that they might be willing to trade. I think they've just taken them off. They can't claim their beds because they're too poor. So we're gonna, they didn't bring enough money rather. So we're gonna change the silver cost for those beds so that they have got some and they can have a good stay. And we're just gonna set again them up to be made friends and entertained. I'm gonna set that up as the defaults. So if any of these pawns do look very good, we do have the opportunity as well to recruit them. He's not looking hugely bad. He is a body purist though, which isn't great. And the other one is here. Incapable of quite a few things, so perhaps not. And I also do like the idea of having perhaps a throne room on this rough granite here. So I'm going to start deconstructing that when I've got the opportunity, or when Merlin's got the time. And actually I'm going to go through and just use the mine tool to do that. We'll see how much of that is with heavy roofs. But it doesn't look like a huge amount. That will also give us some more granite blocks, which we probably do need to haul some more in as well to be cut up. Gwen's on 90% immunity, so she's not going to die, and Arthur's on 80%, so he's still got quite a good head on it. Okay. Gwen's now out of bed, or got over it, so we're going to again reset her bed rest to 4. She's just going to make up on the recreation that she's missed. I think we're also going to want in this room, since the cotton's almost, or the cloth is being harvested now, we're going to set up some more recreation. So we're going to put a billiards table there, and a wooden poker table over here. We just put some saws around that again. And I do like the idea of having some more gates here, but perhaps leaving them open. So it's a shame we deconstructed them last time. Or perhaps even making this into a courtyard actually might be an idea. This area out here. We'll have to see how much is what is the thick roofs Okay. So only Gwen's up currently, and she's just having a good little clean around again to stop everyone getting sick. I'm going to again raise the priority of her hauling because it is still quite important. And Arthur's offended one of our guests, so that's a shame. This guest was absolutely thrilled and will be back in a couple of days, so that's good. And when this wooden billiards table, actually I'm going to make it a stone one. Let's go for marble again. Put that there, and this a marble poker table as well, as we do have a lot of marble spare. So this is all a good temperature. We could even perhaps not refuel some of these. We'll start with 2 of them and see if that works for keeping the temperature down. Have the bottom 2 there. We've got a quest ship to the stars. That's the end game, but we're not going to be taking that for this series. We're just going to be building a little bit of an empire. I'm going to be expanding this zone as well, up there. And move this shelf next to the stove again. So it looks like we do have enough meat. Just one doe being queued up to be hunted. And Uther's working on that. He's becoming a pretty proficient hunter now. And we've also got the milk from the yak. So that's good. And confusion again with yak 1. Again, that's probably the one that we'll put down first. He's a very old yak at 22. We can have a look at the lifespan. So the average lifespan is 22. So he will probably die of old age sooner rather than later. Gaius has reached level 10 in plants, and he's just resewing this cloth for us. And we've finished siege equipment, so after that I said I wanted tree sewing. I'll just queue that up next. Merlin's building this poker table for us. That's getting done. And Morgana's just charming our guests. So, this man now has enough friends to be recruited. He's not really worth it for us. He's a low constructor, and it's going to anger the Empire as well, or his empire, the Ivera Empire. So, all of this room is pretty well lit, which is good. The bedrooms are in darkness. And we're going to set up a floor torch for in here. Just a torch lamp there right in the centre, which Merlin will get done soon. Once he's finished this billiards table, by the looks of things. We've not got a huge amount of wood left. Oh no, we do. We've got 200, sorry. How much are we chopping up to? So it's cutting up to 500. It's got 81 more queued. So that's good. Gaius will get that done quickly. Now potatoes are almost finished. Got a nice little garden going on here. all the cloth is being harvested by Arthur now, who's level 7 in plants now. So he's been trained up quite a bit. He's again just building friendships. Sadly, Hajuka can't do dumb labour, else we might consider taking her. But as she can't do that, it's not. We do need some more people who are going to be hauling things around to take it off Gwen's back. And these are the wrong way round. I'm not sure why that one can't be reinstalled on top of itself. Got some cargo pods over here of just silver, and the steel. She will leave the steel out there for now. A solar flare, that's not going to affect us as we've got no electricity. I'm just going to move these in front of the doors so they're the right way round. And then we can go and reinstall them when we've got a minute. And we've got some muffler wool left by one of our guests who very much enjoyed their stay. So that's good. Okay. So thinking about how the castle is going to be, we'll probably have some more bedrooms up along here and have them quite along this way, and then perhaps a walkway along here, and the smithery over here, other buildings elsewhere. That's all planning for later. It is coming to a colder season, or it is actually December, so we're going to queue up some capes. Going to do until we've got one cape, 95 to 100, and we're just going to make them out of cloth as we've got so much. And also I think we'll make some t-shirts, or perhaps button-down shirts actually. Again, doing until we've got one, 95 to 100, and just out of cloth again. And we're actually going to allow plain and light leather for them. Same with the capes. And then we're going to need some pants along with that. Some trousers if you're from the UK. So leathers and cloth again. And we're going to make until we've got one of 95 and quality normal to legendary. And then perhaps some gloves, some boots. Gonna have leather boots again. They can only be made out of leathers. So perhaps changing these to only be cloths. So we have only leather boots. And cloth gloves. Again, doing until there's one, 95 to 100, and normal to legendary. And boots, do until it's 1, 95 to 100%, and normal to legendary. Okay. We can make some hoods as well. Again, cloth hoods with the same deal on that. And normal to legendary. There we are. So Gaius will get doing that when he's got an opportunity. I'm going to lower his growing, and Merlin's we're probably good for now. We've got some more cargo pods with some hops. We've not unlocked beer brewing yet. I don't think. Oh no, we have. So I'm going to set up a brewery in the kitchen. I'm going to put that there, and some fermenting barrels in this room here. Put 5 of them. That should be enough to start with. And we'll just leave that like that. We're also going to change this zone down here for hops. So we're well out of our growing season now, but it's not got too cold. It is still 21, which is weird, but we're still able to have food for now. And the wolf meat's rotting away. We have got enough meat for now, so nothing else is being queued up to hunt. The management's keeping an eye on that. And we are just again queuing up more compacted steel, such as down here is all being queued up. So Merlin will be mining that in a little second. Gaius is just making a plain leather cape, which we're going to give to Arthur. Oh, he can't wear that as well as his heavy armour, so we'll leave the heavy armour on him. But other people can wear capes. Gonna need Merlin, Gaius and Gwen need it. We're also going to want some aprons for our crafters. So, if I could see it, there we are. Again, do that until we've got one, and make them out of cloth. Same deal on this. 95 and normal to legendary. And that will just increase crafting and work speed. So that's a nice thing to have. I think Gwen's already wearing the one we started with. Yes, she is. Okay. We aren't going to need Gaius as well in a little minute to go through and chop some more wood for us. I think Gwen's hauling the hops in currently. And they're just going to go in this zone over here, which is okay for now. Got some food poisoning on Gaius, which is a little bit of a shame. And so has Gwen. Morgana's cooking level is 9, so we shouldn't have got food poisoning. However, it might have been Gaius who cooked it. I think Gaius is still able to cook. We're going to lower that priority for him, so he doesn't do that again. We're going to need some more hunting to be queued up. I'm just going to queue up a gazelle manually, or a doe actually, and have Uther come and do that, which he is. Got another confusion on Yak 1. And Uther is being such a bad shot that he's actually gone back to bed to cry about that, I think. He's some very poor shooting from him there. I'm going to need to set up a shelf as well. So furniture, shelf there. We'll just put one at the bottom there. And that's for our beer. Perhaps actually up here. And we're going to research Psychoid Brewing next. We've got a raid again in. So they've attacked from multiple angles. There's 2 people there. And one over here. So we're going to send Morgana, Uther, Gwen and Gaius over here. And Merlin and Merlin and Arthur down here. And again, just have them equip their swords. And those two are actually ill, so we're going to hold off fighting on this side first and just try and finish the battle down here first. So Merlin's going to be crossbowing. He's just going to move back behind Arthur for some cover. He's reached level 5 in shooting now, and he can just stun that man so that Arthur doesn't take any damage, too much damage. And this isn't really a pawn that we're going to want, but we are going to capture him. He is slothful, but nimble as well. We'll see, perhaps sell him as a prisoner when we get the opportunity. And then these two are going to move down. Merlin's just capturing him. Gaius and Gwen can go home, since they're very clearly quite ill. We're going to have Uther turn around and attack this other pawn with the axe, and we've killed one and the other. What a shame. Arthur's just going to go home now. So we will have Calvin in this bed, or in this barracks. We're just going to reduce his resistance, but he's not, again, like I said, he's not someone hugely worth us recruiting. We don't need a crafter, and also because he's slothful, so he does everything really slow. Okay, we're going to need to put Gwen back on cleaning as her first priority, I think. Merlin's just doing some mining for us down here. So it looks like currently none of what we've uncovered is thick roof, which is good. And we finished tree sowing, so we're going to do Psychoid Brewing after that, and then Devil Strand after that. And Calvin has actually died due to blood loss, so we weren't quick enough with him. So that's a shame, but it's no huge loss for us. Just make the base a little bit cleaner. And there we are. So we can look forward to cracking this Ancient Danger open in possibly a couple of episodes. I'm not sure what it's going to have inside. It may well have a mech in it, so that will be a challenge to overcome when we can. And Arthur's got food poisoning now. Poor man. So some of these meals are poisoned. It's a shame. Which is a shame. We are going to need some more simple meals as well to be queued up. But there we are. I think that's where I'll leave it for this episode. So thank you everybody for watching. We've set up some tailoring and just kind of done general chores around the base this episode. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. We did actually just get a a quest here, so I think we'll do this and then I'll sign off again after that. Oh, no, it's a incapacitated refugee, so we might send some people out next episode to do that. I'm not quite sure where she is. It's quite a distance from us, but it might be arranged. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.